URC round number 2, folks. Glasgow taking it on Benetton. I watched this match this morning. I wasn't sure whether I should get out of bed. It was 6:30 kickoff. I was kind of pretty comfortable on my bed, but I rolled out of bed, flicked the computer on, watched some Glasgow Benetton, figuring the other game on, which was Leinster against Dragons, would be pretty lopsided with Leinster being at home. I figured this one would be pretty close, and it kind of was up until the Benetton boys just dug themselves their own grave with their cards. One red card to Scrafton at around about half-time, 2 yellow cards in the second half. Got themselves a bit of hiding in the second half with Glasgow running in a bunch of tries. Big bonus point win for them. So first win of the season gets their season underway in the second round. And they'll still be frustrated with the fact that they couldn't really put Benetton more to the sword when they were facing at times 12 men. But hey, bonus point win. Nice way to start the season. We'll go through some key events and some stats, and you guys can let us know your thoughts on how this one went. I missed the first 3 minutes as I was still bleary-eyed and getting out of bed, but Glasgow's defence was holding early. Xander Vegason got told off for something. I don't really know what the ref was telling him off for, but not enough to reverse a penalty. I'm assuming it's swearing. The ref told him something was unacceptable, but Glasgow won themselves a penalty. And then they hit Benetton with the first try of the game, and this is where I really wake up because, sweet play. Sweet play from Glasgow. I mean, Tuipulotu is such a fun guy to watch. Pop ball out the back. Hastings to Mackay. Stayed on the support line. First try of the game. 7 points to 0. Great try. Really just that attractive. Like, if you were trying to sell someone to watch rugby, showing them that kind of try is the kind of thing that would get them into the game. 7 points to 0. Benetton put on some more pressure. Darge wins a penalty at the breakdown for Glasgow to kind of keep the defensive shift going. And then Ratzave gets injured, sadly, for Benetton, which means Odogwu has to kind of come on pretty early. It looks like, he'd scored with his first touch of the game. And, I don't like to talk smack about the officials too much because they have a hard job and don't get much love. But, man, did they make a balls up of how they dealt with that one. The Odogwu try... First viewing, admittedly, I'm watching it on TV, but the touch judge has got a pretty good view. He's like, I think he's in touch. Odogwu wasn't even close to touch. So why they took that up to the TMO with a no try because of foot and touch thing was bizarre. When they should have been looking at the forward pass and the build-up. The ref had seen the forward pass and the build-up and thought it was fine. But why the TMO didn't have a look at that pretty soon after having a look at the non-foot and touch, I don't really understand because they let them go through the whole process of kicking the conversion just to chalk the try off for the forward pass, which should have been the first thing they were looking at. I don't know. It just seemed like that took 4 minutes, maybe. It took them a long time just to come back to the conclusion that there was a forward pass in the build-up. The Urin to Umanga pass. I mean, that took ages. Unnecessary. Really unnecessary just to end up with the try being chalked off. But then the next try of the match wasn't chalked off. That was Glasgow. Tuipulotu sets up another one with a sweet spin move after the Glasgow have been kind of going through some phases, knocking on the door, not really going that far, not many getting over the advantage line, but then Tuipulotu spins through Matt Fagerson on the support line, 14-0, cracking stuff. And Benetton's discipline, although they don't get any cards yet, is starting to show some cracks. Just hacking the ball through at the ruck with a foot. And, I don't know, just silly penalties. Not smart. And then their scrum was looking all right, though. But then, they did manage to get themselves a try. And it was somehow satisfying, even though I'm an absolute neutral on this one as a bloody Kiwi, to see a try give Glasgow a bit of taste of some more medicine. Because that's how Spagnola went over for the Benetton boys after the Glasgow guys could see the penalty at the breakdown. In their own 22, kick for touch. Spagnola goes over. Maul time, 14-7. Back to being game on. Because Benetton haven't really had, barring the Odogwu one, that many try-scoring opportunities. But they take that one. And then, there's another try chalked off. And this one, I wish it was a try. Because the Tuipulotu puts through a nice little dinking kick. And then Jordan, on the touchline, is able to one-handed, without the foot and touch, bat the thing back in. because the kick wasn't that flash, to be honest, from Tuipulotu, but the bat back infield was fantastic, and then Tuipulotu goes over for seemingly a try, but sadly the bat infield is forward, so chalked off. The officials did a much better job of that one. Didn't take them too long. They probably could have been a little bit quicker, but yes, they came to the right conclusion. Then we get the Scott Scrafton. Sad that he's the only Kiwi on the board. For a red card. He puts his shoulder into the head of Adam Hastings and gets himself red carded. I do feel like he wasn't trying to take his head off personally. I feel like he was kind of bracing, but he puts his shoulder into his head, and that's pretty much always going to be red. So, a red card for him. And, the game really goes the expected way from the red card. I mean, at halftime, Benetton's had slightly more possession, 52%, slightly more territory, 53%. Run meters are pretty even. The turnovers one is more to Glasgow because they have been doing some defending, and then the penalty count is 7-4 with Benetton copping 7. That's what I'm talking about, their discipline being poor. Second half, Benetton get a penalty, which is smart because they get an opportunity. There's no red card timer to be counting down because they don't do the 20-minute red cards in the URC, so it eats up a bit of the clock. I don't know whether that's a smart play or not when you got the red card. Maybe you go for a try, but either way, they get 3 points on the board, so it's 14-10. But that's the final scoring, and you can see from the scoreline, boy, did Glasgow put on a bunch more. Fekitoa loses the ball in a tackle. Jordan's able to, he's the guy who kind of strips the ball, picks it up, gets it to Darge. Try time, 21 points for Glasgow. Bonus point try, big scrum. This one's amazing. Matt Fagerson pops the ball to Dobby, who gets it to Stain, who's able to, while he gets tackled, pop the ball back up from the deck. So it's a pass back to Dobby. 28-10. It's looking like it's going to go the expected way, and it really does. The Glasgow scrum starts bossing things, and Benetton, when they do have some ball, I feel like they're trying some kind of low percentage plays, like trying the miracle play. I don't know, it didn't really seem to be on, and then it gets worse when Odogwu gets yellow carded for just not really being in a proper position to contest a high ball while Stain's jumping, and then he falls to the ground as Odogwu's kind of taking him out. So it's 15-13, and they scored pretty much straight away through Stain on 64 minutes when he's able to just go around Fekitoa. There's heaps of gap in the defensive line, so it makes absolute sense. 35-10, and then another yellow card. They go down to 12 players when Sneyman, who's the captain, takes out one of the Glasgow boys after they've just taken a quick tap. He's nowhere near back 10 metres. It's a cynical play, so 12 guys on the field. But what follows is a comical attempt by Glasgow to score, and they just butcher multiple opportunities. Like, why are you kicking the ball when you've got 15 against 12? If you can't find the space with passing, 15-12, something's wrong. So, multiple butchered opportunities. Even one Johnny Matthews gets chalked off, and that one's just, Benetton not exiting. Cummings is trying to close down the pass, and he ends up kind of knocking it on. So it looked like Benetton had dropped it, but it was chalked off. So multiple times. Darge, foot and touch, chalked off. Like, I don't think they'll be happy with that. They should have scored. They did score finally when Ferry got one, but that was after Odogwu would come back on. So it was kind of 15-13. Or was it 14? Yeah, they didn't score when they had the double yellow card period, that's for sure. But, I mean, they did get the one at the end. So that adds to the points difference, I guess. 42-12. Bit of a massacre in the second half, man. I mean, possession finished at 56-44 and territory 57-43. Remember I said Benetton edged it at first half, like second half. Glasgow 64% possession, 66% territory. And it makes sense, man. You have more guys on the field. Absolutely. Clean break 7-2. Defenders beaten 27-11. All to Glasgow. Penalty count finishes again similar to the first half, almost double. 13 to Benetton, 7 to Glasgow. Individuals, Matt Fagerson, 82 metres, wins 3 turnovers. Massive shift, gets a try. Kyle Stain, 2 tries, 7 defenders beaten, 77 metres. Proper captain's knock from him. Darge, 60 metres, a try, 3 clean breaks, 13 tackles. Glasgow's top tackler. Zuliani makes 13 tackles and wins 4 turnovers when Benetton only had 4 turnovers. defensive powerhouse, but on a losing shift for this one. Glasgow are away to Cardiff next, where they'll be looking to keep their run going. And Benetton still searching for a first win. Home to Leinster. Doesn't get any easier, but yeah, that's the game. I watched it. I think I was like pretty good value for watching it, even though it ended up being a bit of a non-contest in the end. Some of the tries were proper magic. Anyway, you guys let us know your thoughts if you appreciate or enjoy any of the URC content. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you for being here. Take care and let us know your thoughts. Talk to you again soon. See you later.